The enemy's relentless attacks target your faith because you possess the words that dismantle his dominion. These 5 scriptures are not forgotten wisdom. They are the divine arsenal he dreads. They are precisely designed to silence every demonic whisper and enforce the victory already won. Key number 1. Psalm 23:4. God's presence in the valley. Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. For you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. Psalm 23:4. There are words in Scripture that sound comforting until you realize they are battle declarations. Psalm 23:4 is one of them. This is not a verse for peaceful days only. This is a verse for moments when darkness presses close, when fear whispers the loudest, and when your strength feels thin. The enemy wants you to believe that the valley means abandonment. But this verse exposes the truth. The valley is not the absence of God. It is proof of his nearness. Fear is the enemy's favorite doorway. He uses it to distort your thinking and weaken your faith. But Psalm 23:4 cancels that strategy. God does not promise to remove every valley. He promises his presence inside it. The rod and the staff are not symbols of weakness. They are weapons of protection and authority. They mean God is not only walking with you, he is guarding you. The enemy hates this verse because it destroys isolation. When you know God is with you, panic loses its grip. Anxiety loses its control. Darkness loses its authority. The valley stops being a place of defeat and becomes a place where your faith is strengthened. Activation. Do not speak this verse like a prayer of survival. Speak it like a declaration of authority. Stand still for 10 seconds. Straighten your back. Lift your head. Then say with clarity and force, I will fear no evil, for God is with me. Do not rush it. Let every word land. Let your nervous system feel the truth before your emotions do. Now, silence your surroundings for a moment and repeat, I am not alone. I am not abandoned. I am not unprotected. Take a deliberate step forward. This action is the physical symbol of your fearless march. Every step confirms that his guidance and protection actively lead you out of the shadow. The moment you remember who walks beside you, the shadow must shrink back. Key number 2. Ephesians 6:11. The armor that exposes every trap. Put on the whole armor of God, that you may be able to stand against the schemes of the devil. Ephesians chapter 6:11. There are verses that sound like encouragement until you realize they were written as military orders. Ephesians 6:11 is not a gentle reminder. It is a command issued to every believer entering a battlefield they cannot see. The enemy's strategies are subtle. He does not always attack with force. He attacks with distraction, deception, delay, insecurity, and confusion. That is why Scripture does not say put on some armor. It says put on the whole armor. Partial protection is still an open door. The schemes of the devil are rarely loud. They appear disguised as thoughts you assume are your own emotions, you think you must tolerate, or circumstances you think are random. But this verse exposes the truth. Nothing the enemy does is random. Every attack is calculated. Every distraction is designed. Every lie has an assignment attached to it. And the only way to stand firm is to dress for a war that is already targeting you. The enemy hates this verse because it makes you aware. Awareness destroys advantage. When you put on the armor, you are not just defending yourself. You are refusing to be deceived. You are refusing to be manipulated. You are refusing to collapse under pressure that was never meant to overpower you. Activation before you touch your phone tomorrow morning, before you speak to anyone, before the noise of the world enters your mind. Stop for 15 seconds and declare this. I put on the full armor of God. My mind is guarded. My spirit is grounded. My steps are protected. I will not fall for the enemy's schemes. You are not reacting to attack. You are entering the day already fortified. Armor spoken before battle shifts the outcome before the fight begins. Hell does not fear rushed prayers. It fears prepared believers. Key number 3, Psalm 18:2. Your unshakable fortress. The Lord is my rock, my fortress, and my deliverer. My God is my rock, in whom I take refuge, my shield, and the horn of my salvation, my stronghold. Psalm 18:2. There are moments when life does not just test your faith. It tries to crush it. Pressure multiplies. Strength feels limited. Options look narrow. In those moments, the enemy wants you to believe you are exposed, vulnerable, and one hit away from collapse. But Psalm 18:2 destroys that illusion. You are not standing in the open. You are standing inside a fortress. This verse stacks layer upon layer of protection. Rock means stability. Fortress means security. Deliverer means escape. Shield means defense. Stronghold means a position that cannot be breached. The enemy hates this verse because it reveals that you are not defending yourself. God Himself is your defense system. Fear weakens when protection is understood. Panic fades when refuge is recognized. The enemy thrives on the idea that you are alone in the fight. But this verse announces that you are surrounded by what you cannot see. What attacks you must pass through God first, and nothing passes through Him without permission. How to apply. When pressure hits, do not curl inward. Stand your ground. Lift your head and say with steady authority, "The Lord is my rock. The Lord is my fortress. The Lord is my deliverer." Say it again slower. Let every word build a wall around your thoughts. You are not holding yourself together. You are being held. Now declare this final line. No fear can reach me without passing through God first. Say it until the weight on your chest loosens and your focus sharpens. Fortresses are not felt, they are trusted. And trust is what keeps the gate closed. Key number 4. Colossians 2:15. The enemy was already disarmed. Before the battle ever reached your life, it first passed through the cross. Before fear ever spoke your name, it was already confronted by the power of Christ. Scripture makes this unmistakably clear. He disarmed the powers and authorities. He made a public spectacle of them, triumphing over them by the cross. Colossians chapter 15. This verse does not describe a future victory. It announces a completed one. The enemy was not merely resisted. He was stripped, not weakened, disarmed, and not in private. Publicly, openly. The cross was not a quiet moment of suffering. It was a cosmic announcement that the authority of darkness had been exposed and defeated. The enemy survives by pretending he still holds power that was taken from him. He relies on intimidation, not permission, threats, not rights. But Colossians 2:15 exposes the truth behind the curtain. Satan does not fight you as a king. He fights you as a disarmed enemy, trying to bluff his way through battles he already lost. This is why the enemy hates this verse. It reminds him that the cross was not a negotiation. It was a takeover. Jesus did not meet darkness halfway. He overrode it completely. Every accusation, every curse, every claim the enemy tries to place on your life must pass through a victory that already canceled it. How to apply. When shame tries to speak, answer it with truth. The cross already settled this. When fear tries to rise, declare, the cross already disarmed this. Do not argue with pressure. Point to the cross. Victory does not need debate. It needs remembrance. The cross does not need your emotion to be powerful. It only needs your agreement. Key number 5. Deuteronomy 31:6. Courage that never walks alone. Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid or terrified because of them, for the Lord your God goes with you. He will never leave you nor forsake you. Deuteronomy 31:6. Fear always tries to convince you that you are about to face something alone. It magnifies the threat and minimizes your support. It whispers that the next step is too dangerous, the calling too heavy, the future too uncertain. But Deuteronomy chapter 31:6 confronts fear directly with a command, not a suggestion. Be strong. Be courageous. Not because the situation is safe, but because God is present. This verse does not deny the existence of enemies. It denies their right to control your courage. God does not promise that battles will disappear. He promises that your steps will never be unsupported. The same God who parted seas, collapsed walls, and defeated armies declares that He walks with you personally, not behind you, not ahead of you only, with you. The enemy hates this verse because it removes his greatest psychological weapon, abandonment. When you believe God will never leave you, intimidation loses its grip. Delay loses its power. Threats lose their weight. You move forward, not because you feel fearless, but because you know you are not alone. Activation. When hesitation tries to stop you, say this out loud. I am strong. I am courageous. God goes with me. Do not say it once. Say it until hesitation loosens its grip. Now take one step. The step fear tried to cancel. Courage is not proven when you feel ready. It is proven when you move while your hands are still shaking. The enemy does not fear bold emotions. He fears obedient movement backed by God's presence. When you move, heaven moves with you. Conclusion. These 5 scriptures are not comfort verses. They are battle weapons. The enemy does not fear your routines. He fears your revelation. The moment you stop seeing yourself as weak and start speaking what God has already declared, the atmosphere shifts. You were never meant to survive in silence. You were meant to advance with the word in your mouth. Do not store these verses in your memory only. Use them. Speak them over your mind. Speak them over your home. Speak them over your future. Because when the word is in your mouth, fear loses its authority. If you are ready to fight with truth, type victory in the comments. And if this message strengthened your spirit, stay connected. The battle is real, but so is your authority.